Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Utah versus Stanford college basketball matchup on Thursday, February 29th, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pick Dawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have products meant for people who make big bets, people with big bankrolls, people looking for a one-on-one style service. If that's you, go ahead and text that number that you see on the screen because these aren't available on the website. So if you make big bets like I do, text that number. Got Pac-12 college basketball action in this one. It's Utah hosting Stanford as the Pac-12 season starts to wind down. Looked at an article about who's in and who's not in the tournament. About time I probably start to do a little bit of research in that area. Doesn't really matter. We'll see the matchups when they come out, and we'll handicap those games as they come. And that's why, I never really try to get too far ahead of myself. I mean, look how many games are on the board today that we had to handicap. But the thing is we look at this one with Utah taking on Stanford, and Utah is a team that they need help and they need work and they need to get things done if they want to be part of the big dance. Stanford definitely on the outside looking in at 12-15 on the season, 3-6 straight up in these road games, while Utah 12-2 at home. It's kind of been a little bit of a resurgence for the Utah program, not all the way there, but I think with Utah, a team like this that plays in the altitude and all those kind of things going for them in their direction, what's always been a very, very tough home court is they have to restore that to being a very, very tough home court. And I believe they've done that for the most part this season, going 12-2 so far at home and 8-6 against the number. But the Utes 4-6 straight up in their last 10, so it hasn't been that pretty for them. Stanford 3-7 straight up in their last 10. For the Cardinal, we kind of expected them to have a little bit of a comeback too, but hasn't really worked out that way. Stanford has dominated the recent meetings of these two teams, winning 3 in a row, including their only meeting so far this season back in early January when it was Stanford getting the 6-point win as a home dog in that game. But the Cardinal recently have not played well. They have lost 6 of their last 7 games outright. They've only covered once over that span. That was the win over USC that they covered in. All the rest of these games, losses at Washington State, Oregon, and last time out losing to Oregon State. That game was at home. They lost 85-73. They got trounced as a 10.5-point favorite. When we look at Utah coming off a loss at Colorado, I think that's somewhat excusable. They had beaten UCLA at UCLA by a point as a 5.5-point dog, but prior to that they had lost 3 games in a row. I understand the Arizona loss. That's all part of that's all part of being in the Pac-12, but losing at home against Arizona State, losing at USC. If you don't make the NCAA tournament and you're Utah, you just got to look at those 2 games where they were a 13-point favorite over Arizona State and lost by 8 in that game at USC. They were a 1-point dog in that one. Just one of those ones where, hey, something looks funny. Well, it wasn't so funny for Utah and their backers in that one. We look at, the tail of the tape here. Utah just doesn't really have the defense that holds up well, and I think that's why they've struggled in some of those spots. Meanwhile, Stanford certainly can shoot the ball efficiently and from beyond the arc, one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the nation at 38.2%. The Utah offense, certainly the antithesis of their defense, certainly a lot better, but not quite to the level where Stanford is. But the thing is that Stanford's defense just absolutely horrible, including teams shooting 35.5% from beyond the arc. I think with Utah in this one being home and with kind of the desperation setting in, it being that time of the year and the end of the season, I think it's probably too much for Stanford to overcome. I'm going to take Utah, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.